Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures.
Okay, give me a beat.
Watch this. This.
Hi everyone, welcome to this new web series and fifth episode of Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures, the web series where I talk to various collectors, sellers, and producers of vinyl records in India. In every episode, we feature different lovers and promoters of vinyl records along with my tips about collecting records. This time, we are talking to Kaushik Gopinath and Prasad Krishnamurthy, two neighbors, friends, and vinyl lovers who started their own label in India, Tanagya Records, and are venturing into making vinyl of great acts for the Indian market. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to chat with them, and they are great vinyl lovers and producers, and I want to know about their love for vinyl and about Tanagya Records. The story of Tanagya Records began with the two friends, Prasad and Kaushik, coming in together for music. Starting from listening to vinyl to going berserk with the collection and finally the Eureka moment with Tanagya Records. The lack of vinyl being released nowadays and how digital format had virtually wiped out all the other forms of music listening was becoming a worry for the two. So, they decided to speak to few labels like Sony DADC, Times Music and AIMREC with an idea of releasing albums on vinyl. This initiative by Prasad and Kaushik to bring back the vinyl and revive the most prominent phase of 90s back for all generations of music lovers has been welcomed by vinyl lovers all over the world. Founded by Prasad and Parul, today Tanagya Records stands committed to revive vinyl listening in India with genre like indie pop, Sufi, original soundtracks and classical albums. With its commitment to preserve the essence of analog sound aided by quality artwork, Tanagya aims to raise the bar with every new release. Alright everybody, as promised, I am talking to both Prasad and Kaushik from Tanagya Records. Hi guys, how are you?
And very nice
You
to
can wave.
Hi, Jazzy.
You can wave.
So good to be part of this show. It's a wonderful gesture from your part to have started this and giving us newcomers a platform to actually discuss on what we are doing currently. So it's a great platform. Thank you so much for inviting us.
No, thank you for making all the records. And Prasad, hi, how are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Jazzy, thanks a lot for having us on the show.
Okay, I'd like to start with a question which I'd like to ask nearly everybody that I'm talking to. And okay, Kaushik, you first. What was your first experience with vinyl records? Did you hear it at your home? Did your father have some? Did your uncle have some? At a friend's house? At a shop? Where was it?
Yeah, actually, I still have a very vague memory of that. So I think most of the households in the late 80s, early 70s to late 80s, they had an LP player. And I also grew up listening to that. But one very fond memory that I had was that my dad was used to love Jim Reeves. So so I still have that thing on my mind when he used to come from office and he used to play Snowflakes from Jim Reeves, which was undoubtedly my very fond childhood memories. But as usual, like then the tapes came and we actually gave away all our fortune. I would say all the fortunes that we had, we gave away, and we moved to tapes and CDs, but I'm so proud that we are back to listening to vinyls, and I think it's a great platform, audio format to listen to, and I think it will slowly pick up as we go by.
And Prasad, what about you? Where did your love affair with vinyl start? Kaushik is saying that you had a lot of vinyl with you, and that's how he got into the whole thing. What about you, Prasad?
Okay, let me take some time back. Actually, I think it was in the early 80s Okay, my parents, of course, they were never into vinyls or music or records. So, but back in
Okay.
1980s, I visited a shop in Bandra, near to that Lucky restaurant, Bandra West, where all those
Okay.
kabaddi walas sit. Okay, so from
Okay.
there, I purchased vinyl, my first vinyl, which was Razia Sultan. I still own it, which was
Oh,
Razia
wow.
Sultan.
Okay.
But I did not have a player to play it, actually speaking. So then again, I went in search for a record player. Then again, from
Okay.
the same place, I could find one Mitsui. It was a very old Mitsui without a cartridge.
Oh,
So I bought that. And then I got it repaired. I somehow got a cartridge fitted. And then that is when my love with vinyls started, actually speaking. So then, in 80s when I was very young, so I had very limited budget, and whatever mom used to give, so I used to purchase probably one or two vinyls in a year. So that was the budget at that time, because it was not
okay.
from my pocket, so from my parents' pocket. So that's how it started, and then I started collecting, and then I started changing players, and
Wow, wonderful. And next, once again, Kaushik first. I'd like to ask you,
Yeah.
when did both of you decide to make vinyl and why? I mean, why were you not content with maybe, buying from the market and listening to it? Why make something new? You came up with something very different, a very different genre. You did not go into soundtracks, movie soundtracks. You did not go too much into the pop genre. You know,
Yeah.
you come out with 4 albums so far, and all four are path breaking and different and unique, and all four deserved to be in the market. So
Yeah.
why Kaushik? Why did that happen? What was the point when both of you decided?
So basically, Prasad is an avid music listener, and he had a good collection of vinyls before even I started off. So,
Okay,
I started listening to vinyls maybe in 2017, and
okay,
that was purely because of Prasad. We both are neighbors, so basically, I used to go to his home, and
oh, beautiful.
somehow my childhood memories came back haunting, and I said, okay, even I need to listen to vinyls, and that's how we started off. But then when we started collecting, we found that apart from the quality of the international albums, be it English or any other genre, and if you compare it with the latest pressings that were in the market of Indian records, there was a huge difference in terms of the quality of the product. So, as you know that the Indian music scene, especially the vinyl records, are pretty expensive if you want to acquire good quality vinyls, and the older ones. If it's a first press or other albums, it's pretty expensive. So one day, out of the blue, we said that, what's the rocket science? Why can't we actually start a company and make vinyls? What's stopping us? Why people are not doing it? So at times, things just clicked, and we started this company in 2019, and we got in touch with music companies, and the response was extremely positive. As you can see, with all the four offerings that we had, and we have just released one more. We were extremely cautious on the quality, and we made sure that all the artwork, everything was redesigned, and we didn't use the older ones. So we wanted to come out with a product which would be of international standards. That was undoubtedly one of our primary objective. And secondly, we wanted to come out with albums of artists who truly deserve to be on vinyls, like Colonial Cousins Unplugged, be it Abida Parveen, such a legendary
Correct.
artist, and you don't find vinyl records of such artists, is something which we thought that the only service that we can do to music would be to come out with albums of such great artists. And by God's grace, and with people, with the support of all of you, we have been doing extremely well in terms of bringing out vinyls and raising the bar with each and every release that we have come out with.
Okay, Prasad. Now tell me, when did you decide to get into making vinyl and why?
Okay, I owned quite a bit of vinyls, and then I have a lot of record players also. I've been collecting and experimenting. So, and Kaushik used to come very frequently to my house and listen to music, and we used to play together, and that's how it all started. So then I gave Kaushik one of my record player, a Sony one, which was very old, and then he also started listening to vinyls. Of course, his collection is far greater than mine as of now. So he started listening, and then over a party, we were discussing, and it was very late in the night, and then we said, why don't we get into making vinyls? So okay, then we started the process. We first met. It was our first few days, and we met Sony guys. Really, thanks to them when Sony Music was functional. We met them. That's how it all started. So.
Oh, wow. That brings me to my next question. All your albums, all four, I can truly tell you, honestly tell you, my feedback and the feedback from my friends who have bought your albums is that the sound is amazing. You know, the sound does not sound digital. It sounds analog. You know, and the cover art. The cover art also is unique and different. I can show you. I know they are your albums, but but thanks to you, I have all of them. So you can see your first release, Black Friday. You know, very unique cover. You did not have to make a gatefold, but you did.
Yeah.
And then even the sleeve inside the record sleeve was also printed. The same thing with Abida Parveen. You know, you have something for gatefolds. You know, you have wonderful photographs and a lot of information.
Yeah.
A lot of information, which is something I really miss even from old releases, old Indian releases. And then once again, we spoke about this in the launch of this series.
Yeah.
I did the Great Indian Ocean Band talking about this album. And once again, you had a booklet in this with a lot of the photographs and a lot of information.
Yeah.
And your latest release. You know,
you already got it. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I try to be the first guy. And as you can, I mean, I know you know what I'm talking about, but you can see that there are a lot of photographs, a lot of information. So that it's not only an audio experience.
Exactly.
It's not only the sound, but what you guys are offering the Indian market is also a lot to read about, lot to know about. Even if someone does not know about the artist, they can read your record cover and the booklets and the extra stuff that you give. You know, you have printed record sleeves. So where did this come from? Kaushik, you can tell me first. Where did all this idea come from that our sound should be different and our visions should be different?
Yeah, I'll first talk about the sound and then I'll move to the artwork part. So sound, again, as you mentioned that, you know, if I'm just replicating a CD, then there is no point in having a vinyl record. So the purpose of going back in time for a vinyl listening is where you can actually have an analog experience, and that experience is something which a digital format will never give you. You know, so and as a matter of fact, why would a customer pay 3 times the cost for, or maybe more than that, for you know, having a vinyl if the same thing is being reproduced in a CD? So what we did was that we have our well-wishers as well as friends in Europe as well, where we had a lot of discussion on this as to how can we actually because most of the masters today are digital. So what we receive from artists is from the music company is a digital format. So we have you know, our sound engineer who's a good friend of ours. You know, we had sent some samples to them, and they actually came out with a, you know, they converted these digital to analog format, and you know, they cleaned up the entire sound so that it is compatible with a vinyl, you know, the sound. So that's a completely different experience for a listener. And As a matter of fact, there's a huge difference when you listen to the same album on a CD and the same album which we have produced on a vinyl record. So that's how we have been doing it, and we don't intend to, so our thought process was very clear that we will not compromise on the quality of the product, even if it requires us to do a lot of investments to get the exact sound quality. Now, coming to the artwork, for me personally, when I'm listening to an album, when I'm holding that record, I'll generally, anybody would flip it or try to find something about the artist, and I was also doing the same. But unfortunately, when I kept buying these records, the new releases, I found that there is no information. There is just a picture and a song track listing at the back cover. Apart from that, there is no information about the artist. So when I'm listening to a music, I also want to understand and know about the artist more. And generally that's what happens, when you're listening. Even if you're listening to a CD, you generally would take out the inner sleeve and try to find if there is anything mentioned. So we were very clear on this, that whenever we'll release, we will make sure that we have some write-up about the artist, how their journey started, what, some trivia, something which will make it interesting for the listener to actually know about the artist. And that's how we have been doing it. So all the 4 covers that we have produced are totally different from the CD artwork. So nothing else. So even Colonial Cousins Unplugged, if you see, it's only the vinyl label which has the image of Hari ji and Leslie ji with the old, the old artwork. But apart from that, the entire thing is totally new. So that's how we have been doing it.
And Kaushik has told me so much about the sound. What do you have to say about that, Prasad? How is your sound so different? I mean it as a compliment. It touches the analog spectre. Kaushik has already told us that you guys have tried to get it done from abroad, from Europe. But what was the mindset? What was your mindset? What was the planning? Did you intend to make it so close to the analog sound?
Yes, it's been quite a bit of hard work and quite a bit of listening sessions to make out the nuances of the slight differences which persist in vinyls and other format of music. Of course, in today's digital world, it sounds so different. I just remember whenever I play Pink Floyd The Wall, which I own since 80s on a vinyl, it sounds so different from a CD which I have, an audio CD which I have. Even in the morning today, I keep listening to it every day, practically every day, Pink Floyd The Wall. So again, there is so much of difference. So we thought that let us do our bit to produce music or to make vinyls which are as close to how you listen to, what to experience the kind of music which you will actually like. So that's how we started doing it. So we have been doing our bit.
Now, Prasad, you have to tell me, what do you feel about the cover art? All of your cover art is so different and so unique, than the CD release or any other release that you have, and you put all of these leaflets and pamphlets and information and photographs, So as Kaushik said, it is a full package. It's like a collector's edition. What was your thought behind this?
That's how we went into it. We wanted to give to people who listen to music something different as a package, as Kaushik rightly mentioned. It's like when you buy a vinyl, when you spend so much of money on buying a vinyl, buying music, which is like unheard of during these times, that people actually put in money to buy music. You need to hold the jacket. You need to have a gatefold, a center gatefold. You need to see pictures. You need to have an insert. So all these things goes into listening to vinyls. So that is why we put in a lot of efforts to make these kind of cover art. So okay, but
Great.
I would say it is thanks to Kaushik who puts in lots of efforts to get this thing done. And then we do proofreading at least 50 times to make all those corrections, and then we have to go through different people who from whom we have taken the photographs, and then we have to make agreements, and then no, it's a very lengthy legal procedure. But somehow we have been through with it, and I think the customer loves to hold the vinyl, the jacket. That's the beauty of owning a vinyl.
Yes, very true. I agree with you. And here I would like to mention your latest release, Shujat Khan Saab, and your latest release record. And as I said, once again, wonderful photographs inside, and even Shujat Khan Saab had something to say about this. With your permission, can we watch the video?
Yes, for sure.
Namaskar, Adab. Something that we have all been eagerly waiting for, all the music lovers and all people who enjoy the real nostalgia and wonderful old times of music, to get some music and hold in your hand a vinyl record again. My congratulations to the team Tanagya for bringing out my album and other albums to give us all a chance of listening to music with the same old, reminiscing the romance of holding a vinyl, listening to it, seeing the cover. It's such a beautiful time. I'm looking forward to this, and I think every music lover is going to enjoy this new venture. Warm wishes and many congratulations, prayers to all of you, and to our listeners. I hope you enjoy this new endeavor. Bye.
Okay, that brings me to my last question.
Okay.
Since you've come out with all these albums and you've got feedback from the customers, you've got feedback from collectors, what today, if I ask you, what would be the future of vinyl in India, according to you? Kaushik?
Yeah. So honestly speaking, when we started off, we never thought that we would get this kind of a response. Like we thought maybe we will do a couple of albums and we don't know whether these would be sold. So when we launched Colonial Cousins Unplugged in May 2019, we sold off 100 units within a span of 1 week. And Kandisa, we sold out, in 2 weeks flat, we sold out the entire lot of Kandisa.
Yes. That was the buzz of time. That was the buzz of town. That it sold out within 10 days. It sold out.
Exactly. And
going for a reprint now.
Yeah, it has gone for reprint, and we hope that it should be out by March, April. So what has happened is that when we have when we actually went into the market, there are people, there is a market which is there, and we also have sold few vinyls to customers who don't have a vinyl record player also. But
okay.
Yeah, so they have started collecting it, and what I feel is that I think people are now coming back to vinyl listening in a big way, and I hope that this continues, because that's how we will also be encouraged to bring out newer albums. And I don't foresee any kind of I don't think so any other genre is going to be as successful as vinyl records.
Prasad, what do you feel? What is the future of vinyl in India?
Okay, from my perspective, and it's my personal opinion, we are in touch with many groups who buy vinyl and they own music, and they keep listening to them. There are collectors, and there are really some crazy collectors who one can go bonkers just going through their collection. So, but again, as I said, that in India it's a very limited market, it's a very niche market, but I am sure it would grow. as we are seeing a trend all over the world in the international market, you are seeing the number of turntables, the number of companies releasing their turntables. Of late, you see so many releases just because of the COVID situation in 2020. Few releases of turntable manufacturers, they have hold back their releases, but there are many manufacturers coming up with new models, and they are priced so exorbitant, actually speaking. But still, I'm sure people buy. So in the same way, people will buy vinyl. They will surely buy in India. The collectors will always buy, and it's our job, people like us, who have to put in more efforts to make it more aware, create an awareness, promote vinyl, so that there are more and more buyers who are interested to purchase. It's an expensive hobby, you see. So
very true.
We have to promote. We have to promote.
Yeah.
And what we do is basically it's just purely because of our passion for music. There is no money in it, absolutely. So we put in all our efforts. We do the gatefold, the inner sleeve, the photographs. So we try to do as much as possible, packing everything together. So that people think it's worth the money they are spending, and I'm sure it will grow. The cost of manufacturing, actually speaking, a vinyl is not so much. But then once you have duties and then you have a lot of other things, copyrights and everything, the cost goes up. Otherwise, the manufacturing cost is not so much. Even if somebody thinks of putting up a plant in India, like I was mentioning before, Sony Music, when they stopped production in India, they were a couple of years back. They were going to they had plans to set up a vinyl plant in Japan, which was supposed to be their biggest plant. But I don't know. I'm not sure how far they have progressed. But something like that happening in India, vinyl manufacturing plant in India, I think looks very remote.
Wow. So here it is. You heard it from the guys who are making vinyl records in India. I know you guys are so busy. So thank you so much for taking out time to talk to me and to give the information to vinyl lovers all over the world. You know, Kaushik, Prasad, thank you so much. Take care. All the best and more power to you guys.
Thank you so much, Jazzy, for having us on the show. And as you know, as always, I've been a great admirer of your passion. And I think I really wish to meet you soon in Delhi, and we'll catch up. And I want to see all the records that you've got autographed. I'm at times I'm extremely jealous of the kind of records that you have and the autographs that you have managed to get hold of such a great artist. It would be a pleasure to
so the feeling is mutual. I'm jealous of all that you are doing. So we're both jealous. You know?
So hope to catch you soon in Delhi and take it forward. And we have some good listening sessions as well.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Jazzy, thanks a lot for having us on this show. Thank you very much. People like you do a great job in promoting companies like us. And we try to do our bit to see that the music is taken forward and people listen more and more to vinyl. Thank you, Jazzy.
Wonderful. Take care. All the best. Now it's time for the collector's tip of this episode for new vinyl collectors. This time I would like to talk about which format is better to start your collection. Well, it depends on what your collection is aimed at and your budget. For example, if you need it for personal listening and your record will not be used for professional playing or too much use, it might be cheaper and wiser to collect full albums or greatest compilations of your favorite singers, which are usually at 33.3 RPM and cheaper, like this one. For example, this is live Barry Manilow in Britain, and you can see at the back that it has 12 tracks in one record. So this could be an option. But if you're a DJ or would rather collect singles, I would recommend getting 45 RPM singles, which are more durable and have a louder output but work out to be a bit more expensive. For example, like this one. This is the track I Want to Be Your Property by the group Blue Mercedes, and you can see that there are just two tracks, one on each side. So you get lesser tracks and they are a bit more expensive, but they are more durable. Or you could have a combination of both depending on your budgets, from your local record shop or even online. Good format planning makes it a very enjoyable records collection and hobby. And now we come to the end of this episode featuring Tanagya Records. Do tune into our next episode, which will once again be talking about vinyl and the people who love them in India. I hope all of you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel and like and share the video so that others can appreciate vinyl too. You can also send any questions, suggestions or feedback to this email, jazzyvinyl@yahoo.com. For my vinyl collector friends, happy collecting, and for everyone else watching, thanks, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Till then, take care and long live the vinyl.
Watch this. This.